All right. Dude, welcome.
Yeah,
We have started. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Bo Bayless.
I'm Senan Coleman.
There you go. And welcome to Mind Over Metal. This is our first time recording this at all.
Yeah,
We have no idea what we're doing, so let's just try it
I'm
out.
just gonna get into it.
Yeah,
I
for
think
real.
today, first episode's mainly gonna be about you guys getting to know us, and then talking, just yapping basically.
Yeah,
We're
100%.
gonna get into some more serious topics next week and making a little bit more of a plan about what to discuss. But yeah, today's just kind of like getting to know us. So, Bo,
Yeah,
do you want to go first?
yeah, for sure. So I'm 22. I'm a student at Western Washington University. I'm a personal trainer there, as well as my man becoming one as of recently.
Oh
We're
yeah,
very happy
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Just got that today.
Dude, yeah, I
So
saw your picture
yeah,
on there. It looked tight.
I'm excited.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
very excited.
Did you notice that they kind of edited what you wrote for your not badly, but they fixed a couple of things with what you wrote for your description?
Oh, I had some grammar issues.
No. You didn't. I remember when I wrote mine, they put a few things differently to like better flow and
Yeah,
everything.
I think I can definitely see that.
Yeah,
But
which I didn't mind at all. I just noticed. I was like,
yeah,
oh, it's a little different. But if you are at Western or alumni, come check us out. You never know.
fill out an application. It doesn't even
Exactly.
have to be about like programming specifically. It's just technique.
Literally, I have a client right now that he's literally just having me teach him every machine in the gym.
Yeah,
And like as simple as stuff as
yeah.
that. And then I am a competitive power lifter. I've only been competing and lifting for about 2.5 years, but obviously I love it. This is mostly a powerlifting focused podcast, as you guys will soon find out. So that's going to be a lot of our discussions. But we're going to have some people on eventually that are a little more focused in other types of lifting, but it's probably going to be mostly powerlifting.
Yeah.
And senior in school trying to get sports psychology. And I think that's about it. How about you,
Yeah.
man?
Well, I'm 21. I'm a junior at university. I'm a politics, philosophy, economics major. I'm doing my minor in cybersecurity. What am I gonna do with that? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But um, I have a huge passion for fitness, and I think like the thought processes from my major correlate a lot when it comes to how I approach my powerlifting career. I've been lifting for wow 8 years now. That's crazy.
Damn.
And I've been competing in powerlifting for 3 years. October will be my 4 year anniversary with powerlifting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Dude, that's
yeah.
crazy. A presidential term in competing.
Presidential term. Yeah, I might call it that actually.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, there we go.
I have done, I think, off the top of my head, I think 7 competitions,
Mhm.
and my 8th one's gonna be finally in the IPF. So,
First international meet. Let's
yep,
go.
I'm
That's
hyped.
gonna be wicked, dude.
I'm cutting for it right now, which it might not look like it because I got candy, but there's a thing called carb cycling and knowing when to have your carbs. So I'm having a little bit before I go to class today, and then have my pre, and then hit the gym.
There we go.
But
What do you have planned for your workout today?
I'm doing bench, and then some accessories focused on like obviously pecs,
Mm-hmm.
and then
The titties.
the titties, and then some mobility stuff for my elbows. I find that doing some accessories for mobility instead of just doing it for hypertrophy is really beneficial. It's kind of like greasing the gears essentially, where you want to make sure everything's still fluid and like moving properly and your body doesn't get locked up.
That's very
So
fair. And especially with how like he just recently hit 405 on bench and you were talking about how your
my
elbows, yeah.
my elbows hurt for a little bit after that because I just kind of kept pushing
Yeah.
on my accessories, and then I kind of just like discussing with my coach. I was like, I misunderstood what he was saying about like toning it down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just now kind of like getting over that, and bench is feeling really good again. So,
There we go.
but for a while, it was like my elbows would just click. And
Oh,
yeah,
real? That's fair.
yeah,
I've got bench as well today. Mostly just bench accessories. It's like secondary bench, so nothing too crazy.
yep.
Nothing crazy. He is on his prep for his first international meet. I am in my prep for a local meet and then my first national meet. Which when's your first international one? Is that February?
February.
February? Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
And where's it take place?
Um, it's the Small Nations Cup in Luxembourg, specifically
Cool
Ham.
trip.
Yeah, specifically in Ham, Luxembourg, which I didn't even know that that's a legit
Yeah.
area. But I'm gonna be representing Team Scotland. It's kind of the journey to Team Scotland's been kind of crazy. I was studying abroad last year, and I'm a UK citizen, and my family has an address in Scotland. Um, competed at Scottish Easterns, and I placed second overall there, and I ended up hitting the qualifying total for junior nationals. So in October of 2025, I decided to fly back to Scotland and compete at junior nationals, and I ended up placing second there as well. Um, and then applications came out for the Small Nations Cup in Luxembourg. I applied, and I ended up getting selected for it because I was like the one of the highest people who applied GL points in total wise for my weight class.
Because they take GL specifically and not dots and IPF, right?
Yeah, so they'll
Yeah.
take GL and then total. So it's kind of like first round and second round, I
Mm.
think.
Oh, so
But
like second rounds are highest total, first rounds of people are GL?
yeah, it's kind of like you get a group of people based on GL, and then you kind of break it down based on total. I think I don't really know. I
Right.
can. I'm
You just gotta
sure.
lift a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to lift a lot. Exactly. So
No, that's
that's
valid.
that's been a fun journey, but I'm sure I'm interested in kind of like your journey with
Yeah,
powerlifting, where you've been.
for sure.
I actually don't know too much about it. So
Yeah, exactly. I legitimately never picked up a barbell before I was like 19 and a half.
wow.
I had never picked up a barbell before then. Maybe once to like bench when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I did not come from like a very athletic background or anything. I was in ROTC, so that's where I
Mm.
found out I love competing.
I was in a cadet program as
Oh, for
well.
real?
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
branch?
Air Force.
Nice, Navy.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Whidbey.
I was in the United States Air Force Auxiliary or Civil Air
Oh, that's
Patrol. So
lit.
that was fun times.
It's super fun. It helped a lot with my development for sure.
Development. It was very rewarding, I think, to have that sort of regimen and routine at
Yeah,
a young age. Obviously, there's the jokes about like ROTC kids and shit.
yeah.
But
Which I was bad. I will tell you right
I was
now.
bad too, dude.
I
Oh
took that shit
man.
way too seriously.
Yeah. First few years I did it, I thought I was the shit. I thought I was like,
Yeah.
Delta Force type or a PJ
Literally, think I
type
have a
shit.
green beret on or something.
Yeah.
But I was in the second biggest one in the nation,
Yeah.
and I was fourth in charge. So I was in charge of about like 200 kids.
Yeah.
And then I found the drill team there, and I loved competing. And
Mhm.
that's where I found out I really love competing because I became like the captain of the drill team at one point and was
Mhm.
one of the only people doing individual meets to where it's like the team would go on and then I would go on by myself.
Wow.
It was super fun.
Oh yeah, we had drill comps as well.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't do that, but
That's valid, dude. You gotta get up at like 4 in the morning for that shit.
yeah.
That's why I can't get up early anymore.
Hmm.
It's just because I did it all through high school.
I think high school burnt me out from getting up early.
Literally, especially now that I have access to 10 a.m. classes, I'm taking that. But
Yeah, it works with your schedule.
literally,
I just the whole thing of like getting up early and like running off of 5 hours of sleep, I just think stupid.
it does not work, especially for us who need like to watch how much sleep
Yeah,
we're doing.
like I hate the influencers who, or I don't hate them. That's a strong word, but I have a dislike for
Hmm.
people who say like if you're not getting up at five a.m., you like you're weak or like your weak mind is like LeBron James apparently slept like 10 to 12 hours a day.
Literally,
Michael Phelps slept a bunch throughout the day. Like naps are anabolic. it's been shown that like
Very.
naps are way more beneficial than like a cold bath. And
Oh yeah, anybody that's like, instead of taking a nap, why don't you take a cold plunge? I'm like, okay,
yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna take a nap. Thank you very much.
Literally,
It's so much better for you.
it is, and just
Um,
like sleeping is the best, is one of the best things for recovery. If
yeah,
not the best thing. That's literally what it's for.
I think this could be a topic for later, discussing the fitness industry for sure.
100%. We could
Um,
definitely go over that.
I don't want to get into it too much now. It's more about
Introductions and such.
100%. We both love to yap though.
Oh
So
yeah, we're gonna go off on tangents a lot during this pod.
yeah,
We're gonna forget
yeah,
which subject it was.
yeah. And that's the fun part of it.
That's what happens when you get two neurodivergent people in a room about their passion.
Oh yeah, another topic to talk about.
Exactly.
I was a little bit more about me. I
Mhm.
was diagnosed with ADHD in second grade, and for a
Oh, pretty
while,
early.
yeah, I had a very early diagnosis. So my mom used to take me to a bunch of like brain testing and then just some other stuff
Oh.
to help kind of like wire my brain correctly. Not
Mhm.
wire it correctly per se, but just kind of help
Find like
me
coping mechanisms.
like manage myself basically. And
Mhm.
like I took medication from a young age, and I got off it when I was like 15 because I wanted to learn to live with my condition. And what this isn't the same with everybody.
Right.
I think if medication helps you, you should definitely take it. Um, but for me, I there's some stuff that I wanted to do where I had to be off medication.
Stuff you're still doing where you gotta be off
Yeah,
medication.
yeah,
I feel that a lot. My original medication, I was diagnosed with ADHD too. Mine was like around 14.
yeah,
But when my mom was like, hey, to my doctor, they were like, hey, I think my kid might have ADHD. He's like, you're just figuring that out.
yeah, yep.
But my original medication was methylphenidate.
Yeah, I had
Oh, you
methylphenidate as
did?
well. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And you know that's not allowed.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
and so I originally, so now mine's automoxetine, which is like an ADHD and anxiety medication.
I've never heard about that.
Yeah, it's not a very like big one usually, but it works for me. And I've always said to my doctor, I like never wanted an addictive type.
Yeah,
Just
like Adderall.
yeah, exactly, dude. I would be bad with Adderall, legitimately.
Yeah, I
Um,
tried Adderall once, and it sucked the life out of me.
exactly. That's usually why I go on breaks from my medication. Is I just kind of feel like flat.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, for me, sorry,
No,
I
you're
took like a
chilling.
big mouthful. I take some different supplements now. I kind of compensate by drinking a lot of caffeine. Monster is great, um, but I don't abuse it. I'm very responsible with how much caffeine I take because I had some issues with it.
Oh yeah,
Not like issues, but
just like creeping up on issues.
like last quarter, I think I was taking like 400 to 500 milligrams a day,
Oh
and it
shit.
was like I taking like this is waking me up now,
Hmm.
but like I took one of these at night, and it actually helped me go to sleep, and
That happens to me.
I basically just realized like, oh shit, I should probably stop for a little bit.
Literally, I was with my. I don't drink energy drinks at all.
Hmm.
Um, and you know that like I don't even take pre-workout.
Yeah,
And my girl, when we were out with friends once, was like, "Hey, do you want a sip of my Bang Energy drink?" Because she's like a fiend with that stuff, or used to be. Nowadays, she
yeah,
doesn't drink them at
man,
all.
Bang Energy, that's a throwback.
Oh yeah, for real. That's very 2016 energy.
Hmm.
Um, and I was like, you know what? We're going out with friends. I'll have a little sip. I have a sip. We're driving back home afterwards. She's like, you look miserable. I'm
Yeah,
like trying to keep my eyes open.
yeah.
I cannot deal with. I mean, I drink
So,
soda,
yeah.
but
So the thing that I notice with caffeine, and especially with the ADHD brain, is that like when we're born with like certain deficits in the brain,
yeah.
and I'm not a neuroscientist. This isn't for liability. This is not like medical advice
Listen to this man.
or study advice at all. But pure sort of like gym bro pseudoscience stuff, I find that there's a certain dosage of caffeine where it kind of fills those gaps in my brain,
Mm.
and it brings me up to baseline. but it just brings me up to like where everyone else would be functioning normally, like with their cognition and like how they talk and speak. Um, for me, it just brings me up to that point. Anything over that is basically the effects of when a normal person would take caffeine. In my opinion, that's kind of what I think about.
Right.
But I try to stay under 300 milligrams of caffeine a day.
I feel like having a solid number is the way to go. Like you
Yeah.
can't cheat that.
Yeah, the FDA recommends a max of 400 milligrams a day.
Oh, so you're under even that, although it is
Yeah,
the
yeah, it is the
FDA.
FDA. They have that, but I guess Red 40 is still allowed.
Literally.
But that might change.
And then after I was done with ROTC,
Going
I
back
felt,
to
yeah,
yeah,
dude, this is how we are.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna go off on
This is gonna be
tangents.
great. Yeah. Oh my god.
uh, we I realized I love competing, but I had never really worked out. What I knew I was working out was push-ups, sit-ups, in the mile.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
literally.
And the sit and reach.
Yeah, exactly. And then I moved in, and I moved in with people I had never met before when I came to college, just like
Yep.
random on Marketplace, and they were all into lifting.
Yeah.
And so I started for like 6 to 8 months lifting on only machines, really. But that's when I was like crackhead with it, where I'd go in like 3 in the morning to Anytime Fitness and shit.
Yeah.
I tried to get like as lean as possible. It was the
Yeah.
pure like beginning phases of where like I'm lean, so I must be muscular
Yeah.
type beat.
And then you're like, shit, I actually have to put on some
I'm
size.
flat as hell.
I'm at the point where it's like I've put on a decent amount of muscle size, but
Mhm.
I kind of I want to be a little bit healthier with my body fat percentage. I'm working on that with my coach Dylan. Shout out Dylan.
There we go.
Um, but yeah, it always happens with beginners where they're like, I'm super lean. This is I look like David Lade.
Literally.
It's just like
Literally.
yeah.
And that was back when I was like, this Athlete X guy,
Oh
he
my
sounds
god, dude,
interesting.
Athlean X.
Bro, it's so bad. It's
Yeah.
so bad. I like how this is the first one and we're already shitting on people like Athlete X, which is fair.
That's fair. That dude.
Athlete X is fair game.
Athlean X is fair game, bro.
Dude.
I don't. I
remember when people would like be on his side back in the early days, though.
Yeah, there. I remember he posted a video about how he could easily deadlift like 405, and then people basically called like bullshit on his like his form and technique, and they're
it was
like
fake weights, right?
Yeah, they called him for fake weights, and he basically did it again, and he struggled with it, like with real weights. Like he could do it, but he did it.
He did it.
It's just like
there's a difference between easily deadlifting 405 and getting it off the ground to hip.
And yeah, exactly. Yeah, my story is a little bit similar to yours. I played lacrosse from 4th grade to 10th grade, so 6
Oh, so you grew up competing a good amount.
I grew up playing soccer. I didn't play any of these seriously, but I grew up playing soccer.
Okay.
And lacrosse, and I was kind of exposed to like that sort of team-based thing. And I kind of realized that like it wasn't necessarily my sport. That was really hard for me to kind of come to terms with, because like all these, like a lot of lacrosse players are tall, fast, and sort of like not lanky, but just like very, very big figures in a different way. And for myself, I struggled to keep up with everybody else.
I feel like closer to like a basketball player than a bodybuilder.
Yes, it's like a mix of a basketball. It's like it's basically like being a basketball player. So I picked up, or my parents signed me up for weight training or training sessions.
What a good decision.
Yeah, that I think was my gateway, where I'd go to the lacrosse team and we'd hit some workouts at a gym with like a trainer and stuff. And I kind of just fell in love with like just doing that, where like whenever we did max outs and stuff, like it was so fun. I think like that was just awesome. I mean, I remember my first
fun.
I'll get through my ego lifting phase as well, because it's coming up.
Right.
But I kind of just realized like, whoa, this is really cool. And then COVID hit, And I was still doing these workouts, and I'd go to the gym with my parents and just kind of like mess around. And from there, I fell in love with the gym. I didn't really have a direction. I
Hmm.
kind of was just lifting just to lift. And then I started watching some strongman stuff. I started
Strongman's what I
watching,
started watching too.
those hit. I think it's either on the History Channel or something else with
Strongest man in history.
strongest man in history, and it's like Eddie Hall, Nick,
It's Nick Best, Robert
Robert
Oberst,
Oberst.
and Brian Shaw.
Yes,
That's
yes,
exactly what
yes,
got me into
yes,
that,
bro.
bro. 100%.
And like I saw these guys like their deadlift form and stuff, so I'm like, shit, I should try that out. I had no clue that they do like strongman deadlifts are basically equipped, and it's a completely different technique.
Yeah,
So I
you
like
actually have to learn how to hitch effectively.
I started deadlifting kind of like a strongman for a little bit, and I have some really embarrassing videos that like would probably make some people scream if they saw my back.
That's fair.
There were a few weeks of just lying in bed and like not being able to move, but you know, I'd rather throw my back out at 16 than now. Um,
Fair.
but I kind of just started doing that and like ego lifting because I thought like that's what they do, right? Like they're strong. They're just kind of doing this stuff. I didn't realize that they've been doing this for years.
Yeah, they've earned the right to ego lift at
Yeah.
this point.
And from there, I I think I went from like 100. I gained like 30 pounds.
Shit.
I got up to 220 pounds. I'm 20 pounds over that right now. But at the time, it was more fat. I wasn't doing bench at all. So, like, in
Mm.
some photos where people are like, damn, like, you still had pecs. I'm like, that's just straight fat, dude. So, from that, I decided to cut back down to 190 ish pounds.
Okay.
And that was really sick. I think that was kind of cool. I think the best photo I ever took of my physique was in some random hotel room when my family, ironically enough, visited Scotland a few years back,
Mhm.
and I just took it and like tweaked the tweaked the fuck out of the exposure,
Right.
and it looked like it's cool. So after that, I was watching some powerlifting stuff, and I actually the person that got me into powerlifting was Justin Lee and Matt Venna. So both
Really?
of those
Matt
guys,
Venna?
yeah, Matt Venna.
Dude, I watch him every day.
He follows me.
He
Yeah,
does?
yeah.
That's lit.
I talk with him a little bit. He's a really cool guy. He has a lot of amazing information.
He has fantastic information and he doesn't like he's funny in a way to where it's not like a Mike Israel where it's literally like the whole point is entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started watching his stuff and like watching videos on how to self coach. So I started making my own programs. They were really bad, but I
Just constant triples.
sorry, I'm kind of
You're fine. No,
okay,
no,
yeah,
this is
okay.
interesting, bro.
Um I started making my own programs, and I think the biggest thing was when I first deadlifted 405. I was like 17, and I'm like, shit, I should actually do something with this. Like once I hit 225 on bench, 315 on squat, and 405 on deadlift, I said to myself like, I need to take this somewhere. So I signed up for my first powerlifting meet, which was
Yeah, where was that?
it was USAPL Washington State
Oh,
Championships
okay.
in 2022. I placed third in my weight class there out of I think 3 people. So you know,
I've had a couple. I've had a comp before to where it's like first place for the only person in your weight class.
yeah,
What?
it's amazing, right? You just say first place, no
Literally,
one knows the difference. Um,
literally.
so it was basically from there. I started going through the motions. I did regionals. I did state again.
Hmm.
I did regionals. I did winter classic. I did um, state again, and then I swapped to Scottish powerlifting. I've just been IPF affiliate organization since then.
There
So
we go.
looking forward to more. And that's kind of um, where my story's gone. I've also started coaching people, um,
Hmm.
and like it is fun to give back and like see other people hit their goals. I think that's extremely rewarding, and
Oh
you
yeah.
definitely know that as well, like being a personal trainer.
100%. It's so nice seeing after a 2 3 months of training, just seeing this person take a weight before that they were really scared about and throw it around. And
Hmm.
there and because of how good newbie gains are and how many people you get that are still in newbie gains, even if they train pretty well,
Yeah, it's like once you're on a proper program, it's just like
it
boom.
flies up. That's why I finally like this was the first time I really looked up a program to hit like specifics that I was weak at. That's why I'm benching like 3 times a week.
Yep.
And my bench has just been going up and up and up from that. The only thing that we talked about a little before the recording that's not going up as much as my squat, but that's mostly because I'm doing fatigue singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I'm next block it's singles then triples,
Hmm.
and this block it's fours then singles. So next block it will feel a lot better.
I've been interested in like a sort of economics based lifting.
How do you
But
mean?
I want to take after this meet, and then signing on directly with my coach because I'm signed through like a bigger group right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to try and graph my numbers and stuff and like
Oh,
look at
okay.
trends and stuff and make predictions based on that.
That would be
And
cool.
then another topic I can talk about at some point, or we can talk about, is the utilization of AI in the
Mm-hmm.
powerlifting spectrum because I think that's going to be the next big thing.
I think it will be, and
Yeah,
I definitely like. I have positive and negative things to say about it. I'm very interested in that subject.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I do think, however, if you are wanting to make money in the powerlifting space and trying to optimize your time and efficiency while also connecting with clients properly,
Mm-hmm.
where they can get guidance and not immediately go to you,
Mm.
it's important, I think, to use or have sort of like an AI that like gives small tips.
Right.
One of my friends in the UK just recently designed an AI model specifically for powerlifting called
Mm-hmm.
Powerlifting AI. You can search it up on Instagram. He's looking for people to run it through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, really cool application.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That white monster's kicking your
Oh
ass.
my god. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, dude.
I feel
But
that.
um, yeah, I think that's kind of where I come from with the strength point of view, where I'm kind of like a nerd about this stuff. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a science based lifter.
No
You could
pencil neckery here.
no pencil neckery here. I'd say I'm more of an economics based lifter because I like looking at my trends and
Interesting.
predicting like short term growth, long term growth, and like optimization.
I like that.
I think that could be like a new term to use, but
I
yeah.
could I could 100% see that because you are being more economical with it in terms of like looking at long-term gain from short-term sacrifices and stuff, all that.
Yep.
I 100% agree with that.
And then like looking within a micro and macro cycle of like
Mm,
what can I do here to maximize my growth per session, and then in the long run what can I do here to minimize fatigue as much as you can,
yeah,
because you can't minimize all fatigue. You need fatigue
you have
to
to build
adapt.
up fatigue.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where some people fall short, where they think like you have to minimize fatigue all the time.
No,
You
you should if you're like near the end of your block, you should feel like death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like cooking a steak. You want to have it where it's like the right amount of char on the outside, but you
Hmm.
don't want it all the way through and to be burnt.
Exactly. I 100% agree with that.
So,
The amount I know you said you've done about like 7 or 8 competitions so
yeah.
far. I've done in federation competitions. I don't really count the school ones as much.
You can still count
I,
school ones.
if you count the school ones, I've done 4 total.
Yeah.
I've done 2 with federations, both or one local, one regionals,
Mhm.
and then I have the next local one in March, and then nationals in May, which I'm
Yeah.
very confident
That's
I
going to be
will.
sick,
Dude,
dude.
it's gonna be so fun, and I'm confident I could like qualify now for nationals.
Yeah.
It's like a 460 kg
Yeah,
total.
100 you could hit that right
That's
now.
like 1,025. That's fine.
Yeah.
I do really want 6 plates for nationals deadlift.
That would be cool.
That would be because I promised because him and I have the same boss at the Western gym.
Yeah, Ron.
I promised him I deadlift 600 next year,
Oh shit.
and I think I'll do more.
Yeah, I think you're definitely capable of
I
it.
think I'll do like 625 legit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now my squat and bench. we'll see. I frankly just want like by the end of the year like a 255, 275. That would be
That would be
that
good.
that would be really good. I want
Yeah.
this, especially the real main thing that inspired me a lot to because I this is also primarily a mental health podcast, and I've been in the gym technically for 3 years, but I've only been lifting for two because I had about 8 months of a depressive episode.
Yeah.
And the thing that really got me back into it was seeing everybody like you, Kyle, Ian, everybody that progressed so much that year. I
Hell
was
yeah.
just like, I can't keep not doing anything or I'm
Yeah.
gonna be insignificant.
Yep. That was yeah. Another big aspect of this podcast is mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and I think continuing to bring it in is really important. And I don't think it's talked about, but not in a bigger sense of
It's really just talk about like hyping up more than anything.
hyping up. Yeah, but no one. I think no one talks about like what goes on behind sort of like the platform, what goes through people's heads,
Mm-hmm.
where it can be difficult to step on the platform sometimes because of what's going on in your life.
That was regionals for me.
Yeah,
I had basically I was going for a state record actively at regionals while actively telling myself that it's not worth it trying for it.
yeah,
And that compare that to my first meet before that in a federation that was local. I was unbelievably excited. They all knew me because of how much I hyped up everyone. It was great. That next one, because of my mental state, did not enjoy it at all.
yeah,
Did not lift well at all. Like I hit less than I had done at that local meet on my squat.
yep, yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah,
and also like a lot of the time you'll hear people bring up in terms of recovery stuff like sleep and stress,
yeah.
but they just kind of say stress without like going deeper into it when like
There's a
even stress
lot.
about not lifting is severely going to affect your performance.
There's a lot of stressors. I mean, like your mental health. If you're looking at it from a scientific perspective, you need to have 100% like mind muscle connection to
Mm,
activate and recruit the most amount of muscle fibers.
yeah,
Like you need to be locked in for a max, right? If you aren't able to cognitively or sorry, if you aren't able to actively connect your brain to your body in a way that you can display your strength with utmost confidence and like ability, then it's going to be really hard to maximize your growth. And mental health can come into that, where when you start doubting yourself and like kind of putting yourself down mentally because you what you say to yourself is what you end up believing,
100%.
it's harder for you to get under the bar. It's harder for you. It makes it even because I've experienced this a lot. Sometimes there's been some rough patches where it'll just feel like everything feels sore. The bar feels a little bit heavier. My
Mm.
technique just feels a little bit off, and it's because I'm not 100% there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And also, you learn, and obviously, I'm still a little newer into it comparatively, but you do learn at one point that those days that suck are your best days for training.
Yeah, they do.
If you because you get through those days of it feeling like ass, those days where it feels great, oh, you're going to be
Yeah,
prepared for those,
it's
man.
make or break, and
Literally.
it's like the days where you feel bad and still choose to go, even if it's not your best performance. I think that is the biggest. That is what makes an athlete in general
Mm.
or like a power lifter, because you choose to work with yourself instead of let yourself work against you.
Agreed. Yeah, and we were talking about this outside of recording, but powerlifting training and a lot of athlete training, especially, is pretty torturous.
It's hard.
It's really it's not, and that's something I had to learn now going on a program comparatively to where I was doing my own thing, and I'm sure you had that shift too of like you can't really just throw shit at the wall and get stronger at one point.
Yeah, you can do it for a little bit, but eventually you start getting diminishing returns.
Exactly, especially if you're trying to compete and like be significantly better from
Yeah,
competition to competition. You can't just, and also you can't just go in and give 7 out of 10 thinking it's 9 out of 10.
yeah,
Like that's why I think failure is so actually good, especially on those days where you feel like crap in training, because failing that gave you more stimulus than if you got the
yeah.
rep. 100%.
You can't think or talk about I want to be the best. You have to be smart about it and actively work towards it and make
Yeah.
choices that will go against it. Because I'm gonna be so for real. Like a lot of people find me to be a disciplined person sometimes. Like I woke up at I think 10:17 a.m. today.
Yeah.
I might not have the most optimized diet, even though that's something I'm gradually working towards.
Feel
I
that?
might not have like two of the best options available to me, but I'm able to make active decisions that benefit
Mm.
me and help me with my powerlifting career. And it's learning when to say no to certain things. It's learning, and I think that's the hardest part of it.
Especially for a power lifter, because
Yeah,
your validity as a lifter really relies on those 1 rep maxes.
yeah.
And you people don't realize that 3 rep maxes, 5 rep maxes, 10 rep maxes,
Hmm.
that proves you're a power lifter just as much.
You train for 6 to 8 months to have about 270 seconds on
Yeah,
the platform.
something like
It's
that.
not a lot.
It's really not. And that's why it's that argument of if powerlifting is a sport or not, which I've gone actually back and forth. I love powerlifting, but I've gone very back and forth on if it's
Yeah,
a competition or if it's a sport.
I feel like
Because I don't consider bodybuilding
yeah,
much of a sport. I consider it more of a competition.
powerlifting, in my opinion, is an expression.
Mm,
It
I agree.
it's if you look at it from a sense, any sport. If you want to define sport is an example of athletic expression
Mm,
and expressing yourself within the rules that are given to you. Powerlifting is an expression strength sport where you are trying to show your body's maximum strength output under a given set of rules and commands.
yeah.
If you're looking at defining it like that, I could say it's a sport,
Hmm.
but I can see if powerlifting's not a sport, then like in my opinion, it's the same thing as golf. Like I see so many similarities with golf and powerlifting, where people say golf is boring, but if you understand what's going on in it and understand like the underlying sort of
Rules.
rules, factors, and
Yeah.
like
That's
uh,
actually a really good comp.
courses, yeah, it it's very similar, and I don't think it's fair to not call powerlifting a sport.
Mm.
I think powerlifting has objective rules and measurements on the criteria that a lift needs to be. When you look at bodybuilding, I think bodybuilding is more of an art because
I 100%
it's
agree with
open to
that.
critique and
Yeah.
subjectivity. And
Yeah.
there's subjectivity in powerlifting as well. There's objective rules you have to follow.
What do you mean that equipped squat at 2 inches high was totally a world record squat?
Dude, I see those
we've,
all the
we've
time.
all seen, and not too much hate, a little, but not too much hate to 2-ply lifters. But
Yeah.
there are some that are federations that cheat with their 2-ply, dude. There are
Yeah.
some 2-plies that are rough.
Yeah. I will say I think equipped powerlifting is I think it's way more dangerous than raw.
You're just loading up so much
And the thing is, equipped isn't about like how much your body can like push out. It's about if you're able to leverage the maximum amount of weight
more.
within
Mm,
sort of like uh
this very
in
particular
equipment in
motion
a
in the
specific movement pattern.
yeah.
And if you don't know the movement pattern, like you're gonna have 900 pounds go over your neck.
Oh yeah, if you don't know how to bench with a bench shirt on, you are fucked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's a very good point.
I've always been interested in equipped lifting. I think it would be cool to try out maybe once or twice, but I I'm I prefer raw powerlifting in my opinion.
100%.
It's kind of
And you
cool.
still get a belt. You still get knee sleeves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that's the perfect amount
yeah,
with the reps, the belt, and the knee sleeves. I like. I probably. I don't know if I'll ever try equipped.
yeah,
That's the only chance I have on getting a world record bench.
yeah.
But well, so we maybe eventually try that. But I'm a lot more interested in like I want to stick with powerlifting my whole life. I truly want to
Same.
become world champion. I want to make this a huge deal in my life. Definitely want a world record deadlift.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say how long for that 405. I hit my first 405 within 3 months of deadlifting.
Bro.
Legitimately, my other lifts are not that great. My deadlift, legitimately, it took me 3 months to hit 405.
It took me like 2 years.
For real?
Yeah.
You also probably were a little lighter than me.
Um,
Well, actually, you were like 180, right? 170?
195.
Oh, I was lighter.
Yeah, you were way lighter.
I was like 175.
Yeah.
That's all, but that's because I got those long monkey arms, like
Yeah.
you once said.
You got long arms, bro.
Yeah, no, deadlift is the thing I'm made for. So I definitely want to like at least get a world record in deadlift.
Yeah, I think you're definitely able to do that.
Yeah, that one 100%. Because at least that one genetically, it's shown that it's a possibility.
It comes down to programming and like positioning, but I think we were able to discuss that at a later point as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Damn.
How much? How long?
We went.
Yeah,
40
we did.
minutes.
This
That's
is
crazy.
This is actually a really fun start. Honestly,
Yeah,
we got a lot.
This has been a great start. I
Oh
think.
yeah.
It might be good to call it here before we start,
Mhm.
like going into each and every topic.
We're gonna want to yap too much, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna want to get too in depth.
So I think like we should call it. I think we should call it wraps here.
Yeah.
And figure out like the next topics. We can even get some more people in as well.
Dude, we legit should have like Kyle or Ian or someone on next step.
Let's bring them in.
Especially, and that also gives us, let's be real, like an easy 10 to 15 minutes of them explaining their lifting story.
Yeah, exactly. We should have like first 10, 15 minutes of just like
100%.
backstories and like what people do, and then get into sort of the meat of
the conversations.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because then that gives you the audience sort of a perspective of where these people are coming from and what they're speaking about.
Yeah, and you're gonna see some pretty crazy people.
There's gonna be some pretty sick people.
Yeah,
on this
100%.
podcast.
But thank you guys for watching the first episode. That was really fun. We're definitely gonna keep on churning these out, hopefully weekly. But thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
Make sure to, as every YouTuber says, like and subscribe.
Hit that bell button.
Hit that bell button. And we'll see. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.